Yeah, it would be interesting to see Jeff and Donnie's opinion on this game. Guys, wanted to start off with a statement here. I know I warned you guys before. Also, add in some sports betting angle to it. Minnesota Vikings could be the first home team to host the Super Bowl. What comes to your mind when you hear that statement? Also, would you factor in them possibly being either the home or the away team sitting in their home locker room or their away locker room into the handicap? What's on your guys' opinion as far as futures betting into the Super Bowl? Donnie, you want to start us off with that statement?
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one, and I know you brought that up, which I didn't even really look into it or see what, because it's such a rare anomaly out there. The Dallas Cowboys are trying to get there in Jerry World, and it's a very infrequent situation. It hasn't happened a lot, but I could see the mind games that go on. Let's just say the New England Patriots win this week. The ultimate mind game guy that's out there is Bill Belichick. He's going to want to press for and make sure that they get Minnesota's locker room and you get the visitors' locker room just to throw off that time, because as we know, Drew, playing football or any sport throughout the year, most of us are creatures of habit. You're coming to your home stadium. You're excited. Oh my God, we're finally going to play a Super Bowl in a home stadium. What an advantage. And instead of you pulling up to your normal parking spot, entering into the stadium during your normal tunnel, you're going opposite there. One, to play with the mind. It's a good thing to think about, because the AFC is going to want that Minnesota locker room just to throw off the normalcy of heading to a ball game on a Sunday there in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's an interesting aspect, and Ian, you brought up some facts. I think you were just reading up about it before the show started. What did you find?
Which tells you how little I think of that angle in terms of who the home team is, because I had to look it up to see what the hell was going on with it. But yeah, it alternates year to year, AFC to NFC. And this year, the AFC is going to be the designated home team. So next year, it would be the NFC. So from that standpoint, if Minnesota happens to get past the Eagles this Sunday, they are the visiting team. They are the road team in their own building there at US Bank Stadium, which would be a unique set of circumstances. But to me, Drew, it doesn't matter to me one iota. Home team, road team. What matters to me is momentum. What matters to me is the price we get on this Super Bowl. What matters to me is the matchups on the field. That's going to be the first and foremost thing I look at betting the Super Bowl. It always is. Props are a big part of my Super Bowl portfolio from a betting standpoint. In fact, I'm probably 50-50 props to side total wagers. In fact, I might even be heavier on the props than I am side and total wagers in the Super Bowl. But yeah, in terms of this home team business, Bill Belichick, it wouldn't surprise me, as Donnie mentioned, using that as a little bit of a motivational tool and some kind of way to put that into his pregame speech. The hoodie's good to do that probably. But from a betting standpoint, to me, how much of an impact does it make? Hardly any.
And Jeff, any follow up on that? Do you feel like you put any emphasis into that aspect, and also any betting angle at all going into futures into the Super Bowl?
Well, look, I mean, if Minnesota loses, and I'm freezing up here, at least you can still hear me. I don't think it's going to matter either way. So if Minnesota loses, we don't got to worry about it. Both the teams will be road teams anyway. I don't think what locker room they play in will have much, much, much issue with the game. We'll see, Drew. I mean, as Ian said, it's all about the spot, what the line is. Who we're dealing with here, the things off the field. So yeah, I don't put a ton of stock into that. No.
By the way,
Okay,
Drew,
well,
just to feed off of that, like that whole Minnesota
yep.
vibe there, like nice little conspiracy theory, since we have some time, there's only two football games. Minnesota being the home team here, when you get a new stadium, sometimes the NFL likes to throw you a bone and say, you know what, watch the economic impact of the opposing teams coming into your city, where you're going to get the restaurants, the hotels, nights on the town, the bars. Everybody makes off of this. And then you think back and say, what a great thing is if Minnesota is the home team in here. But when you're looking back, if you are a restaurant, if you're a hotel, if you're a bar, you want Philadelphia fans pouring into your city, spending thousands of dollars at your best restaurants, drinking all the beer you have in the city. If you're Minnesota, you already been there, done that. You might just stay at your house. You might just go to your normal local pizza joint. You're not going to get that influx of dollars if Minnesota's the home team, because you don't need a hotel room if you already live in Minneapolis.
Yeah, interesting point. I mean, from an economic view, they might actually not be rooting for the Vikings.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now, we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.